Hey SOBs, if you've built your website on WordPress, you're going to want to watch this video because on March 29th of 2023, WordPress unleashed Dolphy. Okay, don't panic, it's just their latest update, update 6.2, but regardless, if your small business's website is on WordPress, you'll want to know about this latest update because it could potentially affect your website. We're going to cut straight to the chase and lead with the two most important things that you'll need to do with this new 6.2 WordPress update that they're calling Dolphy. You're going to want to take the time to experience your website as if you were a potential customer or client that's checking it out for the first time. So we recommend that you navigate through every single web page just to check that all of the buttons are functioning correctly and that everything is linking the way it should be and that everything is properly displaying on the screen. And you may be wondering what checking your website has to do with this latest Dolphy WordPress update, but there are two key factors that anytime WordPress rolls out an update may affect your website. And so for good measure, it is good practice for you to go in and to look at these two key factors. The first factor is the last time you updated your WordPress website. So here's the thing, if you have a recent version of WordPress, so let's say you just updated it this last time that they rolled something out, which I think was, I don't know, possibly maybe in like September, October of 2022, then you're gonna be okay. More than likely, if you don't upgrade to this new 6.2 version of WordPress, your website will still work and function properly. But if it's been a couple of years and you haven't updated your WordPress website to the latest version, then it could potentially affect and impact the way that your website is functioning. And so this is just one of the factors that you want to keep in mind. The second factor are plugins. So if over time you have built out your website and you've added different plugins so that you can increase your functionality on the website, an upgrade to this new WordPress 6.2 version may actually impact some of those plugins. So you'll need to go in and just be sure that it hasn't affected any of those third-party plugins. Log in and update your website to the new WordPress 6.2 version. Super important note here, but before you do that, before you go in and install the new WordPress 6.2 version, you want to have a backup of your current website, just in case. It's better to be safe than to be sorry if something breaks or something happens with the new updated version. So always just back up your website first before you install a new updated version. Additionally, pick a time where you know your traffic is slower on your website, because whenever you do install an updated version, it's going to change your website or put it into maintenance mode, which means that it's not going to be accessible. So just decide to pick a time when you know not a whole lot of people are on your site so that you could go ahead and install that updated version. Now, if you've hired somebody to handle your website for you, and let's say you don't have access to the back end of your WordPress files or dashboard, which is probably not a good idea. At some point, you probably need to ask for access to that so that someone doesn't hold your website hostage, but that's besides the point. Just call up the marketing agency or the individual, the website designer who has helped you put the website up, and ask them if they're using WordPress and if they have updated to the latest 6.2 Dolphy version. What did they roll out or change with this WordPress 6.2 update? So there were three key upgrades to this WordPress update. The first one is probably the one that everyone is the most excited about and you hear the most chatter about online, and it's their block editor. So what that means is essentially they have made it even easier for those of you that are small business owners that are managing and editing your own website to create pages, to go in and change the style of fonts and headings, and then also on top of it to be able to start a website from scratch. And so they've done this by not only changing the appearance and the way the block editor looks for the WordPress user, but by adding some time-saving features like a style book, which is where you can find all of the different types of blocks that you'll see throughout the website in one central location. And you'll be able to look at the style, the feel, and the look of it, and then be able to edit it in that one central location and apply those changes across the website. So that's something that's going to save people a whole lot of time. The second part of this update is probably even more important. I mean, listen, we all love being able to get stuff done efficiently, and it's going to save a lot of time for us to go in there and be able to change the layout and the look of our website rather quickly. However, what's most important are the performance improvements that they've made with this update. And so it's supposed to help with the website speed and also just the loading speed for users that are coming and browsing on your website. Per WordPress, WordPress 6.2 brings some major performance wins to WordPress core, visible in the benchmarks for the Web Vitals and server timing metrics. Performance is further improved for block theme performance. And as we all know, because we're small business owners that are trying to create a great user experience for potential customers or clients, their user experience on our website is key, and additionally it is going to affect our search engine rankings potentially. So it is a pretty big deal that WordPress has made these performance improvements, because ultimately it means we get to deliver a faster, more responsive website to our website visitors. And finally, number 3, the last big part of this update, which albeit is probably the most boring one, but just as important, is the fact that they included security updates with this new version of WordPress. And so of course that's going to help us with hackers and malware, which keeps our website up and functioning. So it is something that we appreciate that WordPress has taken the time to include with this new upgrade. And in their infinite wisdom, because I'm sure WordPress knows who their audience is, they certainly knew that we would be way more excited about that block editor, and so they didn't provide too much information in their press release about the security updates with this 6.2 version. However, I did find one sentence and I had to do a little digging, but it did say WordPress 6.2 brings more new hooks and methods as well as security updates. So thanks, WordPress. I guess you kept it really concise. That's all we really need to know. There are security updates included. So if you've built out your website in WordPress, be sure that you go in there and update your version of WordPress to their newest 6.2 Dolphy version. And if you guys have any questions about it, certainly we're going to include the link to their press release where you can find even more detailed information about it. If you're an SOB, small owned business, then stick around and watch this next video right here. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because we now have over 200 videos, all centered around marketing topics to help your small business grow. So go check out some of our playlists.